Hello grade 10 students. Welcome to another virtual class. I am Miss Madhu Vadke. In today's video lesson, we will revise the concepts that we have studied in the chapter Pair of Linear Equations in Two Variables. We will start by writing a linear equation in its general form. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. One equation in two variables is written like this. Since we have two equations, we will write the first equation as a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and the second equation as a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, where a1, a2, b1, b2 and c1 and c2 are real numbers. a1, a2 are coefficients of x, b1, b2 are coefficients of y and c1 and c2 are constants. We call these two equations as a pair of linear equation in two variables as they have same variables x and y. If we have two equations, for example, x minus y equal to 1 and a minus y equal to 3, then these two are linear equations in two variables, but they do not make a pair of linear equation in two variables as they are not having same variables. But if the two equations are written in same variables, for example this one, then these two equations form a pair of linear equations. Let's understand the meaning of solution of a pair of linear equations in two variables. We have studied in grade 9 that each linear equation in two variables has infinite solutions and each solution is an ordered pair x, y. So a solution of pair of linear equations means a common solution. It is that value of x and y that satisfies both equations. We have studied various methods of finding the solution of pair of linear equations. The first method is graphical method, the second method is substitution, third method is elimination. We had studied one more method, that is cross multiplication method, but that is now deleted from the portion. Further in the chapter, we studied how to reduce equations and write them in standard form so that we can use one of these methods to find the solution. And we also learned how to extract equations from word problems which are based on real life situations. So let's go over these methods one by one. The first method is graphical method. We have studied in grade 9 that solution of each linear equation in two variables is an ordered pair x, y that can be represented on a Cartesian plane. To find this point, we choose value of x and then find the corresponding value of y by substituting x in the equation. Since we can choose infinite values for x, we will be able to find infinite corresponding values of y, and therefore there will be infinite ordered pairs which when plotted on the graph will give a straight line. So each linear equation represents a straight line. So when a pair of linear equation is represented on the graph, we will have two lines that may be intersecting, parallel or coincident. If the lines are intersecting, the point of intersection will be common to both the equations and hence that is the solution. When the lines are parallel, there is no point in common and hence this pair of equations will have no solution. When the lines are coincident, every point on each line satisfies both the equations and therefore there will be infinite solutions in this case. So we see that there are three types of solutions for a pair of linear equations in two variables: one solution, no solution and infinite solutions. So when a pair of linear equation has one solution or infinitely many solutions, it is said to be consistent. When it does not have any solution like this one, then it is said to be non-consistent. And we can find out conditions for consistency algebraically. So if the ratio of coefficients of x is not equal to the ratio of coefficients of y, then this implies that the pair of linear equations will have unique solution. So on the graph there will be intersecting lines, and hence we call them consistent. If a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2, then the given pair of linear equations will have infinite solutions. The lines will be coincident and the equations will be consistent. The third condition is a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 but not equal to c1 upon c2. Then the lines will be parallel and hence there will be no solution. And so we say that this pair of linear equations will be non-consistent. Consider this question, which is based on conditions for consistency. Determine the value of a and b for which the following system of equations have infinite solutions. Understand that in this question, we do not have to find the values of x and y. Many students misunderstand and start using substitution and elimination, which is wrong. For a system of equation to have infinite solutions, the condition is a1 upon a2 equal to b1 upon b2 equal to c1 upon c2. Now in this equation, the red circles show coefficient of x, which is a1 and a2. The blue circles show the coefficient of y, which is b1 and b2, and these are the constants. So we have 2 upon 4 equal to minus a minus 4 in brackets divided by minus a minus 1 in brackets equal to 2b plus 1 divided by 5b minus 1. So this is equal to 1 over 2 equal to a minus 4 divided by a minus 1 equal to 2b plus 1 divided by 5b minus 1. Now to find a, we will take these two fractions. To find b, we are going to take these two. So 1 over 2 is equal to a minus 4 divided by a minus 1. Now cross multiply, we get a minus 1 equal to 2a minus 8. So a is equal to 8 minus 1, which is equal to 7. Equating the other two fractions, that is 1 upon 2 equal to 2b plus 1 divided by 5b minus 1. Cross multiply, we have 5b minus 1 equal to 4b plus 2. So we get b equal to 3. So these are the values of a and b. Second method of finding the solution is called substitution method, in which we find the value of one variable in terms of the other using one equation. Then we substitute this value in the second equation, and this reduces the second equation into an equation of one variable. To understand this method, let's take an example. X minus 2y equal to 5 and 2x plus 3y equal to 10. Mark the equations as 1 and 2. Now express one variable in terms of the other using any one of the equations, whichever is convenient. In equation 1, the coefficient of x is 1. So it's easy to write x in terms of y, as there won't be any denominator. So using equation 1, x will be equal to 5 plus 2y. Now we will substitute this value of x in equation 2. Equation 2 is 2x plus 3y equal to 10. So we will get 2 times 5 plus 2y plus 3y equal to 10. Now this is an equation in one variable, that is y. So simplify and solve to find the value of y. So we get 7y equal to 0. This implies y is equal to 0. Now we will substitute y equal to 0 in this equation. So x will be equal to 5 plus 2 times 0, and that is equal to 5. So the solution of this pair of equation is x comma y, which is 5 comma 0. The next method that we studied is called as elimination method. As the name suggests, the idea of this method is to eliminate one variable. So the first step is to multiply both equations by some suitable non-zero constant, so that the coefficients of one variable become equal. Then we will subtract or add the two equations to eliminate one variable. This adding or subtracting results in an equation in one variable, which is the other variable. Solve this equation and find its value. Then substitute this value that we have found in step 3 in any one of the equations and get the second variable. Let's understand this by taking an example. The first step is to make the coefficient of any one variable same. And we already have the coefficient of x same. So what we have to do is now subtract the two equations. So when we subtract, the sign of every term of the second equation will change. So we get here 4y plus 4 equal to 0. So 4y is equal to minus 4. So y is equal to minus 1. Now we will substitute this value of y in any one of the equations to get the value of x. So let's say we take the first equation. So 2x plus in brackets minus 1 minus 3 equal to 0. So 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 upon 2, which is equal to 2. So x comma y is equal to 2 comma minus 1. Consider another example. Now we can make coefficients of x numerically equal if we multiply the first equation by 5 and the second equation by 3. So both coefficients will become 15. But if you notice the coefficients of y, we only have to multiply 2 to the second equation, so it will become numerically equal to the coefficient of y in the first equation, and also that the signs are different. So in this case we will add the equations. Always look for the opportunity where you can add the equations and you have to multiply the least number to the equations to make the coefficients numerically equal. So here we will multiply equation 2 with 2 and add it to equation 1. So that can be written as 10x plus 4y equal to 6. The first equation copy as it is. Now these two coefficients are numerically equal and their signs are opposite. So we are going to add the equations. So y variable gets eliminated. You have 13x equal to 13. So x is equal to 1. Now we will substitute value of x in any one of the equation. Let's say the first equation. So 3 times 1 minus 4y is equal to 7. So 4y will be equal to 3 minus 7, which is equal to minus 4. So y is equal to minus 1. So the solution of given pair of equations is 1, minus 1. Now let's understand how to reduce equations to their standard form. Let's consider an example. These two equations are not in their standard form. Hence, we cannot apply substitution or elimination or graphical method to find the value of x and y. We first need to reduce these equations to their standard form by following certain steps. Notice the first term of the first equation. 5 is multiplied to 1 over x plus y. Similarly, here the first term 15 is multiplied to 1 over x plus y. So if we take 1 over x plus y as a, similarly in the second term 1 over x minus y as b. Then these two equations can be rewritten as 5a minus 2b equal to minus 1, 15a plus 7b equal to 10. Now we can solve this pair of linear equations using elimination method. We can make the coefficient of a term in the first equation equal to 15 by multiplying this equation throughout by 3. So let's do that. Mark this equation as 1 and this as 2. So equation 1 will be multiplied by 3. Since the sign of both the terms in the two equations is same, we will have to subtract the equations in order to eliminate a. So equation 1 multiplied by 3 minus equation 2. After multiplying the first equation by 3, we will get these two equations. Now we have to subtract. So when we subtract, the sign of every term of the second equation changes. So a term gets eliminated. Here we have minus 13b equal to minus 13. So this implies b is equal to 1. Now we will substitute b equal to 1 in equation 1. 5a minus 2b equal to minus 1. So we will get 5a minus 2 times 1 equal to minus 1. So 5a is equal to minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. So a is equal to 1 over 5. But we have taken a as 1 over x plus y. So that should be equal to 1 over 5. Taking reciprocal, we will get x plus y equal to 5. This is the third equation. Similarly, we have taken b as 1 over x minus y, which we substitute here. So x minus y will be equal to 1 by taking the reciprocal. This will be marked as the fourth equation. Now we have to solve third equation and fourth equation again using elimination method. So x plus y equal to 5, x minus y equal to 1. It's easy to see that the coefficient of y are numerically equal and have opposite signs. So we can directly add the equations and eliminate y. So we get 2x equal to 6. So x is equal to 3 and therefore y will be equal to 2 by substituting in any of the equations, third or fourth. So these are the answers. Now what are the type of questions you can expect from this chapter? There will be MCQ type of questions which are generally based on conceptual understanding and on conditions of consistency. Then there can be direct questions, for example, solve given equations graphically or by elimination or by substitution. You can also get indirect questions where you have to find the value of unknown variable when the number of solutions are given. For example, find the value of k if the given pair of linear equations have infinite solutions. Then we have done many word problems based on different situations like age, cost, perimeter, area of figures, concept of angles, fractions, time and distance, upstream, downstream, work and time, and simple arithmetic of numbers. The correct approach to work with word problems is to break it into parts. Read it as many times as needed. And then for each part or information given in the word problem, write down the mathematical equation accordingly. Here is a mind map for this chapter. Cross multiplication is deleted, so this part is not there. So you have to study substitution, elimination, graphical representation, conditions for consistency, and word problems. With this, we come to the end of this video lesson. See you in the next class. Until then, goodbye.